Hello and welcome to the Spartan Sports Report. I'm Zach Serdenik.
And I'm Nick Lundberg. The MSU football team spent the last 2 weeks winning night games at home.
This weekend, they had a road test at Rutgers. We'll start in the second quarter with the Spartans trailing 10-7. Thorne looking deep down the sideline, and he's got Naylor, stop and go, back to the middle of the field. Jalen Naylor into the end zone for his second of 3 touchdowns in the first half. Jumping to the second half now, Kenneth Walker gets the handoff, makes a couple moves. Oh, there he goes, out ahead of the pack, bringing along the teammates, making sure to dap up Jalen Naylor along the way. 94-yard touchdown, the longest touchdown from scrimmage in Michigan State history. On a record-breaking day, one more record to break as Matt Coughlin comes out, knocks the field goal through for his 72nd career field goal made, breaking a tie with Brett Swenson for the all-time Spartan lead.
I was really proud of our effort, offense, defense, and special teams, the effort of our staff and our support staff to be able to get a Big Ten road win.
MSU is already bowl eligible at 6-0. They moved up one spot in the AP poll to number 10. MSU is back in action on Saturday at Indiana.
MSU volleyball had a daunting weekend at home, playing numbers 7 and 8 in the country. They hosted Ohio State for its first home Big Ten match of the season. MSU is 8-5 on the year and looking to pick it up after a win after falling to Nebraska. We jump to the second set. OSU serving, and it's Sarah Franklin with the kill for the Spartans. She had herself a day, finishing the match with 10 of her own. Later in the set, Cecily Max Brown knocks in a kill, giving MSU an 8-4 lead. She would also finish with 10. However, the Buckeyes were too much to handle, as they would end up taking all 3 sets from the Spartans.
I see growth in our team no matter what, but as we look at our schedule, it's a little daunting in that we have five out of 6 of our matches in a row are in the top 10 in the nation.
Michigan State also fell to Minnesota the following day, losing 3-1. The Spartans will look to bounce back against Wisconsin at Jennison Fieldhouse on Friday.
The Spartans hockey team opened their season with a 2-game set this weekend against the Air Force Falcons, starting on Friday. Munn Ice Arena welcomed back the Spartans and their fans this weekend. We'll join the game in the second period with the score knotted up at 1, but Nate Horn sneaks the puck past Drew DeRitter to put the Falcons ahead. But just a couple minutes later, Mitchell Lewandowski goes around and finds the top shelf against the scrambling Falcons goalie. But wait a minute, it's waved off. After a review, the goal is good, and the Spartans tie the game at 2, where it stayed for the rest of regulation. Overtime hockey now, 3-on-3, and it's Willie Rhyme who fires it in for the Falcons to pick up the win, spoiling MSU's return to play. Spartans lose this game 3-2, but bounce back on Saturday to beat the Falcons 5-1, splitting the series.
Objective-wise, we hit a decent amount on Friday night, and our meeting on Saturday morning was, hey, that's good. We hit enough of these objectives that give ourselves a chance to win, and but we didn't give ourselves the best chance to win.
Following the season opening split, MSU is back in action this week against Miami of Ohio.
The women's soccer team hosted Ohio State on Sunday in a close matchup that came down to the wire. The Spartans entered Sunday's contest looking to continue their strong season after a win against Iowa last week. Stout defense and elite goalkeeping were on full display from both squads at DeMartin Stadium, keeping the match scoreless until late in the second half. With just over 7 minutes left to go, Lauren DeBow finally broke the stalemate by cutting through the defense and striking it in to put the Spartans up 1-0. The best look all game for Ohio State came in the 87th minute as the Buckeyes had a chance to tie it here with a penalty kick. But Lauren Kozel comes up big with a diving save to secure the 3 points for the Spartans. The junior was named the Big Ten Women's Soccer Goalkeeper of the Week for the second time this season after a shutout performance against OSU. Her 4 saves elevated them to a 9-1-3 overall record and a 4-1-1 mark in Big Ten play.
Obviously not the call we wanted late in the game, but had to deal with it, had to get my mindset right and preparation for that shot. So a lot of things in my head right now, but it was a huge win for us today.
Maybe around the 30-minute mark of the first half. We had 2 really good chances on corner kicks that we didn't capitalize on. our halftime conversation was about continuing to get in those pockets and breaking that first line of four and getting in behind. And we did that. We found a lot more threatening moments in the second half.
The Spartans will travel to Ann Arbor on Thursday for a huge tilt against the 22nd ranked Wolverines.
The men's tennis team is in their fall season right now, which is the individual competition season of the year. The full team season is in the spring. The three biggest invitational events are in the next few weeks and are all in East Lansing. We're excited to be joined now by men's head tennis coach, Gene Orlando. Gene, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Zach.
All right, so we mentioned in the individual portion of the season, a lot of sports don't really have the two different types of seasons. So kind of how does that work together?
Well, the RITA, our governing body, has a fall season, and it again helps us with the individual tournaments, and they use the spring season, which really starts in January, to do a team competition. But in the fall, helps us play individual tournaments and helps us shape our lineup and see how players are playing, and gives us just an opportunity for the players to get a lot of matches in and see them develop and help us shape the lineup.
So almost at the midpoint of the individual fall season, how do you feel that the team has been performing so far?
Well, I think the guys have really been working hard, and I think we've had some great results individually, and really like where the team's heading, and we got some great opportunities coming up here in the next 4 weeks, and super excited to see how we can do.
Well, before we get into those, looking to the spring season, how are you feeling about the team coming into this year?
Well, we had a great year last year, and we have two new players that have joined the team, Josh Portnoy and Max Sheldon, and I think they're just going to add to the depth of our program, and really excited about the potential that we can have a really good year.
So some big events coming up, as we kind of talked about in East Lansing. Why don't you tell the people a little bit about those events and why it's so important that they're here in East Lansing?
Well, our first tournament is going to be the ITA Midwest Regionals. It's going to be a week from this Thursday, October 21st, and we have all the best players in the Midwest come to town, and they'll all be playing for the winner and the runner-up. We'll get to play in the national championships that'll be out in California. Then event after that, 2 weeks later from that, we have the Big Ten Indoor Championships, where we have all the best players in the Big Ten come to town, and then finally our fall season ending tournament is going to be the Capital City Classic Tournament. It's a pro tournament, $15,000 event, and all our players will have, not all our players, but some of our players will have chances to play in that tournament through wild cards. And again, just each week we kind of keep on building up with some great competition, and again, our guys get the opportunity to raise their level and improve their game, and hopefully springboard us forward into the spring season in January.
And you were mentioning before we started this, the Capital City winner in 2019 had a pretty good run in a big tournament in 2020, correct?
Yeah, in 2020, the French Open obviously was a COVID year, made to the quarterfinals of the French Open. Again, this Capital City Tennis Classic is a pro tournament, and all the pros have, not all the top pros, it's probably the pros that are ranked from 300 to 500 will come to town, and everyone needs to get so many points to go up to that next level, and some players just make their jump. And that player that came through East Lansing made his jump. And so it's exciting for our guys to have the opportunity to be able to practice with those players, see how they go about their business, get to compete against them as well, and it's a great opportunity. But again, our ITA Midwest Regionals is again, it's a little more of a semi-pro tournament as well, because these guys, the best players, are going to probably try to play at that next level, and obviously the Big Ten indoors, and again, a lot of players are looking to play at this next level, and super excited to just be able to host it and have our fans be able to come out and watch.
With that Big Ten indoor tournament, how much does that really give you a chance to kind of look forward into the spring season?
I mean, you can scout, you can evaluate and see what the players and what their tendencies are. You can, if you really go about it, and it's an opportunity to see how the players play and see how good the other teams are going to be and how players are developing from one year to the next. And but it's just going to be fun to see everyone again, because this is the first year we've had the Big Ten since the pandemic, and good to have everyone in a group. Before you play dual matches and you see them and then you leave. But now that we'll have all the teams together and kind of have that interaction again, it'll be fun, and the camaraderie, I think, will be. That's what I've seen the most through the fall season, just the camaraderie, seeing everyone again together.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck on the upcoming season. That's all we have for this edition of the Spartan Sports Report. Remember, you can watch all our shows on YouTube.
And we'll be right back here next week. I'm Nick Lundberg.
And I'm Zach Sardenik. Thanks for watching.